Alright, what about now? Is audio better? Can you hear me now? So if the audio is fixed, we should begin. No audio still. Alright, so audio is back. Let us begin. So check out, let's analyze SPY a bit, the market. We've seen a big drop yesterday. Actually, a few days ago, I shared a message in the Discord chat room saying that the Fed was bumping money into the market, 40, 50 billions per day. All these new highs are just manipulated. They are not real, it's not real value. It's manipulated because the Fed wants to keep the market high. But now that the drops started, I don't know where it will end. We could see a 50% retracement from, look at this move right here, from 2009. That was huge. But let's see our immediate support levels. We have the 50 moving average on the weekly at 302.40. This is going to be a very good support level on SPY. And let's check out the moving averages on the daily. 2 days ago it gapped below the 50 and it never tested it. So next support is the 200 right here at 304.11. And I also have this trend line. As you can see, yesterday it kind of hold this trend line from way back. These two tops, 1, 2, 3 tops, and now it's acting as support. So these are the levels for the market, SPY. Let's check out our stocks. As I usually do, I go over pre-market movers here on TEFs. Alright, there is something wrong with my internet because the charts are not loading. Alright, VAL, let me check the news. News. Always remember to link your windows to your charts with the red color or whatever color you choose. So VAL announced earnings, but actually it's not a gap down, so why is it here? I don't know. Oh, I forgot to change. We want to check for stocks over $10. So RVLV is the first one. Earnings, it looks good. RVLV. Let's analyze it. Remember, we want to see where our pre-market low and pre-market highs are. I will color my pre-market low red, my pre-market high green. And this is my range for today. If it breaks, maybe to the downside, this shows weakness, but if it touches it and bounce back, then it will show support. So these are just guidance. I want to know where this line is as well because it was a support double bottom on the daily. And we also have a low below our pre-market low at 1435, and this is the all-time low. So these are the lines for RVLV. Alright, SPC is already on watch list. It's still in a trading range 37.29. These all are ETFs, so I'm moving to Nasdaq losers, WB. Let me check the news on WB, reported earnings. Pre-market low 36.94. Pre-market high 43.46. Where do I know where is the pre-market trading? You can see this gray area here. It means that this is pre-market before the market opens. Alright, and in case we bounce, which is unlikely, here is the 200 moving average. And let's check, we have another low here. No, actually, I don't need this line. Alright, you can see that the pre-market lows are where a gap is filled from this day here, from August 2019. So it should be a strong support, but in case we break it, next support is 34.46. And we don't have any moving averages close to our price, so let's move to the next one. BLDP, there is no news on this one. It's just following SPY, so I'm not going to trade it. Now PODD just appeared. So they reported earnings last night. PODD. We have a pre-market low at 170.20. Pre-market high is at 196.73. We have a swing low here at 167. And we have another support at 158.94. And the next moving average, this is the weekly, is 145.94. I will change to the daily. You see we have the 50 moving average right in the middle. So in case we bounce, it should find support, it should find resistance at 188.51, where the 50 moving average is. So that's it. I think we have all the lines for PODD. REAL earnings. That was already in a downtrend. It tried to bounce, but it found resistance on the 50, and now it's gapping down on the earnings. 3%. The volume is quite low, 24,000. I'm not really interested. ENPH. I don't think there are news on this one today. It's just following SPY. All right, WEN, Wendy's, they reported earnings this morning at 8 a.m. It gapped down, it found support on the 50, and you can see this huge support here, this previous price action right here. This should be huge on the volume profile if you use that. So I don't know if it can go lower than this, but I will have it on watch. All right, pre-market low, pre-market high. We have the 50 right here. And we have the 200 right here, 2064. We also have another low at 2113 and one more at 2032. Let's check the weekly. We have the 50 at 2039, so I will leave this line here. And these are the levels for WEN. AMRN is not a gap down that creates panic. All right, these are the losers. Let's move to the gainers. ALC, Alcon is gapping up. They reported earnings, 9.7% gap, 150,000 pre-market volume. ALC. Pre-market high is at 64.79. So one strategy is if the stock opens near the pre-market high, you can just set an order to buy 2 cents over the pre-market high, 64.81, and scalp it. I mean, take 20-30 cents. Take advantage of the volume, but don't hold it all day, because usually it breaks the pre-market high and then it comes back down to retest it, and sometimes it sells off. Pre-market low. All right, these are the levels for ALC. Fiat Chrysler, it's an Italian stock. That's why you see all the gaps here. It's trading on a foreign exchange. It's gapping up today. They announced earnings, I guess. Anyways, you can see this downtrend from 16 down to 12. Today is gapping up 90 cents. I don't like this place. It's not a breakout. It's just bouncing from a downtrend because of the news. Usually they will see a moving average or a price resistance, these stocks, and will sell off, but it's not a big mover. Small candles, I will just pass. TJX, they reported earnings this morning, 7.3% gap, almost 100,000 pre-market volume. We have our pre-market low at 57.67, and our pre-market high is at 64.35. Alright, this is the weekly. I don't see any moving averages, only the 50 here. Let's move to the daily. The 50 is down here. And we also have a gap to fill at 62.23. So it should act as support in case we sell off. So these are the levels for TJX. Alright, Alpha Pro. Something to do with coronavirus. No, they reported earnings at 8:10 this morning. It's gapping up 8.5%, over 1 million pre-market volume. This should be interesting to watch. APT is not tradable, so I'm moving. Alright, that's it. Let's move to the Nasdaq gainers, mRNA. They reported earnings. It's gapping up 13%, 3 million, 4 million almost pre-market volume. I guess this will be the stock of the day that many day traders will be watching. So pre-market high, pre-market low. You can see this candle here, it found support at 24.54. I want to have this level on. So these are the lines we drew yesterday when we analyzed mRNA. They are still valid. So these are my lines for mRNA. BYND is not a breakout. LAKE. What's the news? I see a lot of coronavirus news. Alright, I don't know why it's gapping up, but it has to do with the virus. The volume is good, the gap is good, but I won't trade it because I don't know why it's gapping up. If I dig in a bit more, I will find it, but I don't want to. I have many stocks to watch for today. Alright, these are the clean gaps. Let's move to the stocks below $10. Let's start with the losers. It's already in a downtrend. Nothing. Let's move to the Nasdaq losers. SPX, I'm not sure. I think it's not tradable. It's not. SDC. Right, now this is a nice gap. 23%. Almost 500,000 volume. SDC, and it's tradable. So let's analyze it. Pre-market low. Wait. I don't see the wick. All right. So 820 is the pre-market low. And pre-market high is at 1138. We have a swing low at 756. Also, our pre-market high is right on the 50 moving average on the daily. We don't have a moving average on the weekly because it's a fairly new stock. So SDC is gonna be on watch. MNLO. Alright, they announced some results on a test they do, phase 2, but it's gapping down 28%. Let's see if it's tradable. MNLO. It's not. It's already in a downtrend as well. So let's move to the gainers. OCN, low priced. I'm looking for breakouts and I don't see any. SLS is low priced and not tradable. IFRX, nice breakout. I hope it's tradable. IFRX, it's not. LEDS, low priced. MGI, SNSSSSS. Alright, that's it. Let me check your questions. Can you check BYND? I think we did, but let's check it again. Alright, what about BYND? What do you see here? I don't see anything. The 5% gap. Alright, but it doesn't tell me anything because it's trading in a range, so I want to see a breakout of the range, either to the downside, either to the upside, to trade it. FOSL, it's already on a downtrend, so this gap down, it will not create any panic, so I'm not gonna trade it. So any more questions? We still have 9 minutes till the open. EGO. Alright guys. Alright, how do I check if a stock is tradable or not? Click here, trade, more managers. Sorry, click here, trade manager, and this box will open. It will open here. Click symbol, type the stock you want here, and if you see an N under this column, it's tradable. If you see an N, then it's not tradable. You must see a Y for the stock to be tradable. If you don't see any letter, then again, it's not tradable. How can I get the setup of the TC2000 that you use as R1, R2? You just add pivot points. How you add pivots? Click here, search pivots, pivot points. Click here and it will be added. So TJX, we went over TJX, ENPH. Yeah, we could follow ENPH. It's not gapping down because of news, but because of SPY. But it has range. We could watch it. If you want, I could analyze it a bit. Here is the gap low, 47.22, pre-market low 48, pre-market high 43.38. Of course, we will be looking for a short on this one if we trade it. Yeah, it's crazy. It's a lot of range. It has a lot of range. I am the man, thanks. Real, we went over Real, REAL, TOL, and these. Wait. TOL is a petroleum? No. TOL Brothers. Why is it gapping down? Trade the news. Symbol red. What's the news? Alright, they got a downgrade. They reported yesterday. Okay, that's something we missed. Thanks for mentioning it. Alright, pre-market low. Pre-market high. We have the 50 here on the daily. And we have the 200 close to the pre-market low. So this is going to be a double support line. Alright, if you don't know how to take profits when you trade a pre-market high breakout, then I guess you shouldn't trade this strategy. What I do when I trade pre-market highs, I just scalp it. I take 20 cents and leave it, or I might leave 500 shares on for a run, and I have my stop at my entry. Alright guys, that's it. I will see you in the room to call some alerts. I have 4 out of 4 winners yesterday. Bugs had 20 winners yesterday with 100% accuracy. That's crazy. So if you want to follow him and me today, just join the chat room, stocklocktrading.com, and I will see you there.